So you've made an offer and it's been accepted. Go ahead, pop the champagne and cue the confetti. And while it's going to be a few more days until you can actually move in, you're well on your way to closing the deal on your new home sweet home. Stick around to the end of this video for a very important message that can prevent you from making a very expensive mistake that could cost you thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. Hi, I'm Zach, a real estate broker in Fort Myers, Florida, and it's week 7 of my 90 Days to Becoming a Homeowner Challenge, and it's time to give you the rundown on what happens after you make an offer, after it gets accepted, and your new home is officially under contract. If you aren't taking part in the challenge but have thought about buying your first home, I definitely recommend that you check out this video as well as the other videos in this series. If you're watching this video on YouTube, click right up here and you can see the entire playlist. So now it's time to grab a cold one, kick your feet up, and let's talk about what's coming up next in your home buying journey. The first step is to click that like button, as it really helps with the YouTube and Facebook algorithms, and it helps them to show this video to more people. And if you can leave a comment or a question, even if it's just a little smiley face, that would help even more. So thank you. But for real, after your offer is accepted, you and your agent should carefully review the purchase agreement once again and ensure you understand it and remind you of the terms and conditions that you agreed to, including all of the dates, deadlines, and your requirements to fulfill the contract. Next, if you're getting a mortgage, you're going to need to complete your application with a mortgage lender to firm up your financing details and lock in your interest rate. The standard mortgage application deadline on the Florida Purchase Agreement is 5 days, meaning you must formally apply for your mortgage within 5 calendar days, not business days, of your offer being accepted. Furthermore, you must make a good faith and reasonable effort with your financing application or you're going to be in breach of your contract. Now, in plain English, that means you must actually complete the application and get all of the required information to the lender. If you just decide to walk away or you don't make an effort, the seller can keep your deposit. Simultaneously, you're going to want to order a home inspection, and you almost always want to get a home inspection. Your agent should be able to provide you with a list of home inspection companies that they know and trust. And of course, you can look up your own inspectors as well. The inspection should typically take 2 to 3 hours, and you can attend, but you don't need to. And the inspector should get the report back to you within 24 hours. When setting up the home inspection, be sure to keep your inspection contingency date in mind. Once that date passes, you lose the ability to negotiate any repairs or the option to back out of the agreement without losing your deposit. So keep that date in mind when scheduling your inspection and plan for a day or two to receive and review the report and to negotiate any repairs. The clock starts ticking right away, so you want to get on these things and get them done. Once the home inspection report comes in, you and your agent are going to want to negotiate any repairs with the seller. There's a couple of things to keep in mind here. First off, unless you're buying a brand new home from a builder, there's going to be things wrong with the home. And to be frank, when you buy a resale home, you can't expect it to be perfect, so you're going to want to focus your energy on the big and expensive problems. Is there mold? Is there a problem with the roof or a cracked foundation? You definitely want to look into things like that. But if a door sticks or a light switch is a little loose, I'd let that slide and make a note to look into it once you move in. Next, once you've identified the major concerns, you need to negotiate the repairs or credit so you can get the repairs done yourself. As an agent who represents both buyers and sellers, I almost always suggest you negotiate a credit or a price reduction for those repairs so they can be done to your satisfaction and you have full control over them. The exception would be any repairs that a lender or insurance company will require before closing. Also, while everything is technically negotiable, I firmly believe that safety items such as broken locks, smoke detectors, or electrical problems must be addressed, while cosmetic items are up for discussion. Okay, so your financing contingency has expired, your inspection contingency has expired. You're well past the point of no return for your deposit, and it's time to set a closing date. Like all of the other dates, this one's specified in your contract too, so if you haven't already requested that day off work, make sure you do that ASAP. A few days before the closing date, you should get a call or email from the title company to schedule the closing time, which is when you're going to come in and officially sign the paperwork to become a homeowner. Plan on being in closing for about an hour if you're going to have a mortgage, maybe a little less if you're paying cash. Also, I strongly suggest not scheduling closing for a Friday because if there's a problem, it may not get resolved until the next business day, which is Monday, which means you might be homeless for the weekend. Sometimes bank makes mistakes, but they're not going to come in and work on a Saturday to resolve it, so avoid Friday closings. Now, if you only take away one thing from this video, please let it be this. Do not, under any circumstances, wire any money to anybody without verifying the wiring instructions over the phone with the closing company. If you receive an email with wiring instructions, even if it's from someone that you know, call the person at the number that you already have for them, not the number in the email, and confirm the details. I can share a first-hand experience of hackers gaining access to an email account and sending fraudulent instructions. And once that money's wired, it's almost impossible to get back. Always confirm wiring instructions by making a phone call yourself using a phone number that you're familiar with. When in doubt, call your agent, ask them for help verifying the wiring instructions. So now that I've scared you, keep in mind once your home's under contract, lots of things start happening behind the scenes. Don't worry if it's quiet for a few days, and please don't think that your agent has ditched you now that you've signed on the dotted line. I can assure you that people are hustling to get everything just right for your closing. Even if you don't hear from your agent for a few days, please don't be afraid to pick up the phone and call them for an update or if you have any questions. After all, your agent works for you, and he's your advocate every step of the way. We're almost there, almost at the end of your 90 days to becoming a homeowner challenge. But it's not quite moving day yet, so remember to click that subscribe button down below and the little bell next to it so you don't miss the next video or any more of my videos on real estate and life in Southwest Florida. And remember, if buying your first home was one of your 2020 goals or you're hoping that 2021 is the year, please join us on my 90 Days to Becoming a Homeowner Challenge. There's absolutely no cost and it starts whenever you want it to, so click that link down below and sign up. And of course, you can always call, text, or email me with any questions about real estate or life in Southwest Florida. I'm always glad to help. I'll see you next week.